Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at game number 2 between Nerchio and Satiini. This time on the map Daybreak. Spawning in the upper right hand spawn location is our yellow Terran player and the winner of last game, Satiini. I just completely lied to you. Satiini lost the first game. I don't know why I said it. Doesn't matter. No, not really. Nerchio, our red Zerg player, the true winner of last game, spawning in the lower left-hand spawn position. Let us go with a quick little recap. Well, last game was pretty interesting. It was fairly long. Satiini was able to do a little bit of early game harass. We saw him moved out with those cloaked banshees initially, and then we saw him actually work his way up into doing a little bit of dropping. But Nerchio was fine. He was able to defend and prevent the dropping from doing too much damage. He did end up losing an expansion, but really Nerchio did not go on the offensive until he had Broodlords in play. He pretty much stayed pretty passive, sticking with Speedlings, Roaches, and starting to get Infestors as well, and he just went in defensive mode, worked his way up to Broodlords, and then that's when he made his massive push. And you know, Satiini tried to do what he could to continue and harass, but he was really so focused on defending against that massive Broodlord heavy push from Nerchio that he wasn't able to be too aggressive, and it ended up being the case that Satiini lost majority of his expansions, and Nerchio was still mining, you know, without any issues. So, and pretty interesting game number 1, fairly long as well. We saw some attempted nukes there from Satiini. That was, you know, completely worthless, basically. They did almost nothing at all, so quite unfortunate there again for Satiini. But here we are once more on game number 2. It is a brand new day and anything can happen. Nerchio opening up with that hatch first here. We followed that up with that spawning pool right about now, and there it is. Spawning pool gets placed down. Let's keep an eye on his extractor timing. Is he going to go for that normal extractor timing, get metabolic boost early, or will he be trying to go for a quick third? That is the question. Back over here for Satiini, looks like we will yet again be seeing a 1 Rax into expand build, even delaying his second supply depot so that he can get that command center a little bit earlier. You can see that SCV now moving down to build it. There it is. Command center starts building. Overlord Scout will be spotting that fairly shortly, I imagine. I think he should be moving in to check that. A Marine actually trying to grab that Overlord, but Nerchio able to make it past in time without issue. SCV Scout now moving to the lower left-hand spawn location, checking Nerchio's expansion. Next thing he's looking for is the gas and pool timing. And there it is, moves on up. Scouts the spawning pool is in play. No metabolic boost research coming forward yet. I stumble over my words. It happens quite often. It is sad. All right, double refineries now up for Satiini. I think we might be seeing the same style of opening as we saw last game. At the very least, we're not seeing that 1 Rax expand into 2 Rax. We will be seeing a factory first. Whether or not he will be going Cloaked Banshees again, too early to tell, but it is a possibility, that is for sure. Is he going to be again placing down the bunker? It's almost like a complete repeat performance. What is that SCV? Why did he even go down there? What was the purpose of that SCV? I want to mine from down here. Why? I don't know. Alright, reactor coming out here for this Rax. That'll be used for a hot swap with the factory, allowing for those double Hellions early on. Metabolic boost research now started here for Nerchio. Nerchio still just on the 2 bases. He has cut all mining there from that extractor, so no more Vespene gas being gathered at the moment, now focused on his minerals. And yeah, that's about it. Another Overlord and a bunch of droning coming up, so Nerchio really focused on his economy right now, not planning to do too much aggression. Why no proxy 2 Rax or something, says Nerchio. Let's see what Satiini's answer is. Well, because oh, here we go. Yes, Satiini says it's useless. I don't know about that. Proxy 2 Rax can be pretty effective. So, anyway, we will be seeing double Hellions, and this will be a mech heavy style of play. We also have a tech lab coming out, and that could be used for Blue Flame as well. So we'll keep an eye on that, but there is at the very least 2 factories in play, not the Cloak Banshee harass that we saw in the first game, but still, something a little bit interesting there from Satiini. And a pretty cool little conversation there between these two. You know, I kind of miss the days of proxy 2 Rax or 2 Rax pressure in general. I thought that was cool. I like the early game aggression. I know, you know, the late game, people talk so much about how StarCraft's all about the late game I don't like cheese. You know, I hate 4 gates. Not quite as popular anymore, but used to see 4 gates a lot. Used to see even cannon harass a lot. 3 racks pushes. And players evolve and learn how to defend against that. Not that they can't be effective, but they're not nearly as effective as they used to be. But I kind of miss the days where we saw a lot of that early aggression, because I think it made the game much more exciting in the early stage. And just because someone's aggressive early on doesn't mean there can't be a transition phase into the middle and the late game. It doesn't always have to end right there. But the problem is that if one player goes for early aggression and the other player goes standard macro play, focusing on economy, and they defend against the early aggression, then the early aggressor a lot of times typically loses unless he does like devastating damage. So that's my little rant about that. I do miss seeing more early aggression though, just once more, because I think it makes the first 5-10 minutes of the game a little more exciting. Blue Flame Hellions is what we will be seeing, and then a double engineering base. So after this, he'll actually be transitioning into Bio Heavy. Pretty interesting, opening up again with the Blue Flames, then we'll be going straight into Bio Heavy after that. Now Nerchio is scouting that out, so he knows what's up right now. He is fully aware of what's up. Massive Hellions coming forward. Now, lucky for him, he's got 8 roaches in production, so this is not so good for Satiini. Now he could still do damage. Keep in mind those roaches are very, very slow. And the Hellions can definitely push by them. It's going to come down to the micro though. Nice positioning of the units here for Nerchio, providing a buffer and preventing those Hellions from getting up into his main. There's only 2 workers down here. Sure, they're free kills for Satiini, but that's not a lot. He's done a little bit of damage, but he's got a lot of Hellions, and he really was hoping to do a lot more than that. Absolutely stellar defense there by Nerchio. Look at that. He's even got a wall of roaches. He says, "You're not getting by me, buddy." Don't think so. That's what those roaches said. Yeah, they got sass. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how they are. I didn't even have the production tab up, so I apologize for that. Transition now into Marine Tank for Satiini. Also a 3rd base coming out. Now, even though these Hellions haven't done a ton of damage thus far, that doesn't mean that there is not a possibility for them to do continued damage in the future. So we will have to keep a close eye on them for future drive-bys there by those Hellions. Got the layer research now coming through, as well as a macro hatch, double evolution chamber in play. The melee as well as the carapace upgrades are now finished, those 1-1 upgrades. Not going with the ranged, even though he does have roaches in play. I'm assuming he plans to focus on those melee speedlings, of course. A couple roaches handling this one Hellion, and then allowing Nerchio to get that 4th base. There it is. So 4 bases plus a macro hatch. That equals a lot of larva. 2-2 upgrades now coming out here for Nerchio. Again, we did see that transition now into Marine Tanks for Satiini. Satiini also moving to take a 3rd, and he's taking the center of the map. I guess that's, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's, I don't know. I don't know why he just decided not to take that one and going for the center first. Now this is, with this being in the center, it is obviously going to be a planetary fortress. Absolutely has to be, no question about that. Still not moving out here, Satiini. He's got that combat shield coming through, could possibly just be waiting for that. Also 2 more racks, and does he not have a starport? There's a starport, building a reactor on it at the moment. And Nerchio asking if it is mech, and he says nope. It is Marine Tank. Just that, again, that mech style opening with those Blue Flame Hellions, but that was it. Pathogen gland research and now starting here for Nerchio. That is going to allow those infestors to get that fungal growth right away. We have another base coming out here for Nerchio as well. This is going to be base number 5 in the center of the map. No drops, no spieling, harass, nothing like that. Both players pretty passive at the moment. Continuous upgrades also coming out for both players. 2-2 upgrades for Nerchio. Hive Tech coming out as well as that Spire as well. And over here for Satiini, Combat Shield now finished. He is done already with the 1-1 upgrades, working up those 2-2 upgrades and continuing that Marine Tank production. So Marine Tank, pretty much the standard go-to build in TVZ. Finally coming out here with some medevacs as well. 2 in play, no more in production right now. I would like to see more than 2, please. Speeding run by. A little bit of damage, but not much. We do have Marines there. In that bunker. Those leave the bunker, stim up, and take care of those feelings without issue. Where are the drops, Satiini? Where is the harass of your Zerg opponent? He does only have 22 Marines in play, so maybe for now he just kind of wants to be able to defend this base. And is he planning to push? Here it comes. However, at the same time, Nerchio is prepared and planning to push as well. Spielings and Roaches, as well as those Infestors. Rural research now coming through. The Roaches pull forward to test the siege line. Just wants to know where his Zerglings are safe and where he should avoid. Fungal keeps a bit of that bio at bay. A bit of that bio at bay, huh? Say that 10 times fast. I dare you. All right, tanks setting up on the high ground. Satiini now making his push. It's gonna be tough to deal. Oh, that's a wall of death. But here comes the fungal growth. Also placing down at those infested Terrans, and the Spielings and Roaches continue to push. Takes it out. Nice there. Nice, nice, nice by Nerchio. Take a look at the resources lost. Nerchio is behind. Only a bit though, only about 300 resources behind. It's not a huge, huge disadvantage for him. Still no drops. Still also doesn't know about that expansion. I do not know how Satiini, or why Satiini hasn't dropped yet. Well, I do know why. I mean, I think that he was just attempting to hold on to his forces to make sure he could defend. And then, of course, he was planning that push that we just saw, which didn't really do so well, but looks like he's got another mobilizing right now. We do have the Greater Spire coming out. Lots of Spielings building. 3/3 upgrades also coming forward. Roaches and the Spielings. The tank line is able to hold, though, and force those Roaches back. I like the spread of creep over there that we're seeing from Nerchio. Will be delaying Satiini's 4th base if he attempts to go into that position. Satiini now continuing to push here. More Spielings coming out. Why is he not fungling? Oh, he can't yet. Just barely not enough to fungal. That hurt him. The stemmed of Marines tearing through his forces. Tanks now setting up. This expansion is a goner. See ya later. Satiini takes out the center base there for Nerchio. Really, really good there for Satiini. He'll take a look at the resources lost, and now Nerchio, as you can see, is quite a bit behind. Stemmed up Marines and a medevac will be now moving into this position. Looks like the Spielings, Roaches, and Infestors are preparing to deal with that. Or at the same time now, Satiini pushes his way towards the natural. So this force gets, oh wow, still alive actually. Okay, yeah, all the Spielings, Roaches now pulling back because he realizes he has to deal with this. Double fungal takes out a massive Marines. Continuing to push though. Oh, the Greater Spire. Are you kidding me? Oh, ouch. Now all these Marines are dead, but losing that Greater Spire was terrible because he was planning to go into Brood Lords and he has none in play right now. And there's another push coming and this base is gone. Oh my gosh. Nerchio getting worked here this game. He's taken hefty, hefty losses. More reinforcements coming up here to try to protect Satiini as he makes his way back home. Spielings and Roaches now trying to push up on this position. He should have the advantage, but unable to continue that push. Oh, things are not going Nerchio's way whatsoever. Continuing to fall further and further behind here. He has also lost 21 workers as well.
Gangway coming through.
Really, really effective push there from Satiini. Again, hitting multiple positions, took out some pretty key targets, taking out 2 bases, and also taking out the Greater Spire. Losing that Greater Spire really, really set Nerchio behind. He was preparing to get those Brood Lords, and that would have been, you know, could have been a much different game at that point. But again, Satiini hit at the perfect time and took out the right targets. Here comes the counterattack, Nerchio. Kind of like a last-ditch effort here as he's getting pushed on right now in front of his natural expansion by Spielings, Thor, and tanks. I'm sorry, by Marines with Thor and a few tanks. Forcing a liftoff over here, so that's good. We're going to have a tank set up, and looks like another tank will be setting up in that position as well. This expansion is a goner. Oh, all those forces are pulling back at the moment. Got a few Marines attempting to force a cancel at that expo over there. This expansion once again is gone. Festers come down. Spielings also coming down. Gets the full surround. Very nice. Mopping up that force. But we still have bees over here. Of all those units. And I don't think he's going to force the cancel. Looks like the Speedlings will take care of those Marines, but there's no base over here. Attempting to come out with that again. His economy is pretty shot right now, although I guess they're about even. Actually, Nerchio is ahead right now. Wow. Okay, he's just gone back to mining over here. I think that's why. There we go, Satiini. I expected. I'm like, Nerchio should be behind right now. So once he got those SCVs over here in mining, there's you can see that big discrepancy between those two. So Satiini is ahead in the economic game, continuing to churn out those Marines. We got Speedlings and Infestors coming out over here for Nerchio. Satiini breaking down the rocks, continuing to pull forward. Here comes the counterattack. Lots of Speedlings and Roaches. Ouch. Tanks caught out of position. Marines get hit with a massive fungal. Losing so much there. More fungal. There's a ton of medevacs here to heal things up, but it's not enough. Or is it? It is! It is! He holds on to those Marines. The infested Terrans he might want to try to avoid right now, but wow. Got some reinforcements coming up from that position. That certainly helped him a bit. Wow, really? That is unreal. That just goes to show you, man. 3-3. Oh, no, they're not even 3-3 Marines. There are 3-2 Marines. He says, please, I don't need 3-3. 3-2 Marines being held up by medevacs, and you just saw them lay waste to that force there. They're very nice there by Nerchio. Gets a few of those units in transit. However, he still ends up losing this base, continuing to compound the fact that in terms of economy, he is suffering right now. It's going to be hitting this position there with some infested Terrans. We do have a planetary coming out. Infested Terrans trying to do a little bit of damage there. SCV's trying to stay away, doing a bad job of it. Bird Infestors prepare to probably try to do that again. And actually, wow, actually forces the cancel there. Satiini forced to lift off and repair that command center. There we go, doesn't lose it. Forced to repair it though. Nerchio now trying to take an expansion over here. He's having a hard time holding onto this one up here and the center one as well. So he's going to try to just do what he can, get up an economy. Continuing to make those Speedlings and Infestors. Now just really focused on Speedlings mostly. He's got a ton of Vespian gas, but really not putting it to use at all. Forces a liftoff of the orbital. I don't think he'll be able to do much against that planetary position though. So quite a few Infestors in play as well. You can see the borrowed ones over here and then those sitting over there in that position. But still the economy is the concern right now for Nerchio. We'll take a look here. See Satiini's got this going up and still behind. I don't know why. Oh, it's because that was lifted off, yeah. So forcing the liftoff really helps. I mean, it's not the same as killing the expansion, but it obviously hampers his economy for a while. He's continuously lifting off and missing on that extra flow of income. Resource loss-wise, they're still about even. Satiini's killed 29 workers. Nerchio managing to kill 39 in the past few engagements.
We could use some help here.
Seen an attempt to drop over here. And is he gonna... There he goes, lifts it off. Oh, what is he doing with that? Okay. Just kind of whatever. Take a look at this. Wow. Placing the infested Terrans down. A little bit of distraction, allowing the Speedlings and Infestors to pull forward. And he takes it out. He takes it out. Oh my gosh. Satiini losing everything in the center of the map. Zergs don't need no effing tech. Ling's an A move. Satiini says GG, and that is game number 2. Alright, my friends, game number 2 going to Nerchio with his Speedling Infestor A move action. What a nice little trick here at the end. Thank you guys so much for watching this game 2 here between Satiini and Nerchio. We will be moving on to game number 3 in just a moment. If you like the content, please subscribe. Also, check out the website, 4strategygaming.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep watching and keep owning.